Hello everybody, today we're going to look back at the highlights of my personal favorite scenes and features of my old layout. Haven't really gotten very far in the new layout yet, but I've been doing a lot of planning. First, let's start off with some of the stuff I really enjoyed from the old layout that will reappear on the new layout. Much of what I've done has been inspired by where I grew up, the south side of Chicago. The first scene we'll start off with is the alley scene / 87th Street curve. This here scene, which I really enjoyed, was inspired by the setting of the station on the Metro Electric at 87th Street and Baltimore Avenue in South Chicago. It's not 100% exact, obviously, but you could probably tell that scene was inspired by this setting. I even decided to go as detailed as the black trash bins, and even as small detailed as the rat poison warnings stapled to the telephone poles. I did this scene because I thought it would be super cool to somewhat replicate, even if it lacks the station and some other features. Plus, I'm proud to include South Chicago in my modeling, being that my family roots come out of South Chicago. So, expect to see this scene again on the new layout, with some improvements. Another scene I absolutely enjoyed was the area of the 95th Street station. This scene was based off the partial street running stretch of track on the Beverly branch of the Rock Island line, along South Wood Street in the Beverly neighborhood. I decided to model this scene because it's a one of a kind, and in my opinion, one of the coolest stretches of track on the Metro. This scene will for sure also be coming back with some improvements made, and more added to it, including more structures, working street lamps, speed humps, and more. The last major thing I'll be talking about that I really enjoyed was the lumber industry I put in here. The only downside about it is the fact that it was almost impossible to run trains on this spur due to the fact that there was an influent electrical connection. Otherwise, I absolutely enjoyed it. The lumber industry will come back on the new layout. However, it may be slightly different, but I can't say yet for certain. Some planning is still in the works. Before I officially wrap things up here, I'd like to take a quick moment to describe what I've got planned for the new layout. The new layout will feature improved versions of everything seen in this video, plus more, including working block signals and crossing signals, a grain elevator, an industrial branch line spur, custom-made Chicago skyscrapers such as the Sears Tower, the Hancock, Standard Oil, and Prudential buildings, possibly a CTA L track, more industries, better scenery and landscaping, and much, much more. But before I get too far ahead of myself, let me pause for a second and say this. This is years worth of work I'm talking about here, but it will come. Now for one last thing here. This is where my audience comes in. I'd like you to tell me specific features you liked about my last layout, but also give me some suggestions on how you think I can enhance my new layout even more than this one. That's all for now. Thank you for your time, and stay tuned for more in the future.